What is going on, everybody? It's Shaun here. Apologies for the little interruption to our intro, but just to let you know, we recorded this episode in advance, specifically in advance of the Captain America Brave New World trailer coming out. So we don't touch on that at all, if that's what you were hoping for. That will be in next week's episode. But we might touch on it in the live show that we're doing on Saturday, this Saturday the 20th, 1:30pm Irish time. It'll probably come up in conversation there. So if you're not already on the Patreon, go over to do that, or just send us a message on any of the socials and we'll get you added into the invite list. But it's still a really fun episode regardless. Very good weird news this week. Timestamps are below. But yeah, enjoy the show and we'll get to Captain America next week. Bye bye.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and also a little bit of weird news near about halfway through the show. I'm joined as always by my best pal, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going?
Good, Conor. The most well-prepared podcast in the game these days. You better believe it, folks. We have done so much work before this.
So, just a little peek behind the scenes. By the way, if this is your first episode, it's sometimes we're a bit better than this, but a little peek behind the scenes is I put the show together this week and I was like, oh yeah, we're going to talk about Gladiator 2, the trailer, obviously. So like that's been pretty big news. And then I got on to the recording with Shaun. I was like, okay, you ready to go? And I was like, oh wait, I haven't watched it. And then he said, oh wait, I also haven't watched it. So about 67 seconds ago, we watched the trailer.
And folks, we're going to talk about that trailer today.
We're locked in.
We just take it out of the show. It's like it's not important.
So if this is your first episode, you do not have to do anything. That's just a little hook and tease for what's to come. I mean, that's the kind of content. That's the kind of content you can expect around here. So for the first 40 minutes or so of the show, this will be the movie news section, and we will be talking about all the week's movie news, as I said. And then leading on from that, the second half of the episode, there will be a timestamp down below if you're here for weird news, where we cover all the strangest news stories from around the world. And you can just go straight there and we just have a bit of a laugh. But
other than this bit, which is no fun and no one likes it.
But if this is your first episode, you don't have to do anything. If it's your second and above, we would really appreciate a like, a follow, a share. 5 stars would be great. We also have a Patreon down below in which we are doing a live listener hangout on the 20th of this month.
Yes,
so
it's a Saturday.
Yes,
1:30 Irish time, and then whatever time that is around the world.
That is basically every single patron gets invited to this meeting. It's a Google Meet call, and basically me and Shaun just jump on, cameras on, and we just kind of have a bit of shit talk with all the patrons. We have a bit of a laugh for 2 hours, just about anything and everything. You can ask us any questions you want, maybe not like personal ones, like how do you think we're going to die, and stuff
like that.
No, like the personal security ones, not so much, but like just general, like, what do you think of Batman? I'm okay with that. Yeah, just keep it light. So yeah, you can all jump into the call. We all just have a bit of a chat, and we have a bit of a game sometimes as well. But yeah, that's happening on Saturday. So if you're around, absolutely, you can just ask us for an invite. Just send us a message on any social medias, even if you're not on the Patreon, and we could go out of our way to maybe send a special invite to you if you really want to go. But other than that, Shaun, it's time to get into some maybe trailer talk that we've worked really hard to cover.
Yes, and I'm excited to talk about the Shrek 5 teaser, Conor.
Oh no! I didn't study that either.
Oh god, no, okay.
There's this weird thing, because I put the show together, I have this thing in my brain that once I put it into the news, I'm like, that's like watching it, that's fine, and it's not until like 5 minutes before the show I'm like, oh fuck, I do have to watch it.
Yeah, you're just like aware that it exists, but you have no actual information on
it. So I want to start. There is really only one place to start, because we have to go to the trailer that came out this week, or last week I should say, that is causing a bit of chat online.
Furore.
Yes, and that is Paul Mescal's Gladiator 2. That is right, Paul Mescal, friend of the pod.
Big fan. Big fan, big friend.
Just we knew him before he even was in movies.
Before he was in adverts, we knew.
I went to see him play sporting matches back in the day, right? But he was playing very well. He was a good player. But Paul Mescal's Gladiator 2, he is in the movie with Denzel Washington. This is, of course, the carry-on from Russell Crowe's Gladiator from the year 2000. This is the sequel. Ridley Scott is directing it. This is our first kind of glimpse. We knew before the movie had it had Paul Mescal, had Pedro Pascal, it had Denzel Washington, Connie Nielsen and Joseph Quinn. We were like, holy shit.
Pretty good cast.
Really good cast. Ridley Scott's back to direct. That's some pretty good signs. But then we were like, why does this movie exist? So was very interested just about the trailer in general, what was going to be the vibe, Shaun, and what do you think? Having watched it, I would say maybe hours ago at this stage.
My immediate... if I were to give an immediate reaction...
That's the only reaction you can give.
Yeah, unless I'm not giving it time to marinate. This looks class! This looks unreal! This looks so good! Movies are back!
The boys are back. I was literally watching it like, this is fucking great.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I don't know what else.
Let me hit you with this.
I know what you're going to bring up, because Shaun, this is perfectly set up for you. Does it involve a coliseum in water?
Flooded coliseum naval battles. They're doing it for reals. It actually happened in the past.
So, if anyone doesn't know, Shaun is a massive fan. Pirates of the Caribbean, his favourite movies.
Yeah,
right?
pirates, my favourite things.
He loves them. He loves pirates. He loves being on a sea. He loves sea shanties. And, like...
I tell you, I went to a sea shanty band a few weeks ago.
They would have killed it in the pandemic.
Oh man, they did. They got really big in the pandemic.
They made a fortune. What was that like?
It was great. It was in a room with a load of lads who looked like me.
I was assuming everyone looked like you.
Pretty much, yeah. All of the similar vibes.
I was at your birthday party a few weeks ago, and I was like, there's at least 5 Shaun clothes in this room.
Yeah, I tend to gather similar people.
But are you the first, or are you one of the clothes? Is really the question.
I think the true piece comes with not knowing. I am me.
That's the thing,
Connor.
You are Blade Runner 2049 Harrison Ford. You don't know, but you might be.
Yeah, but I don't need to know.
You don't need to know. It's fine.
I'm Schrodinger's clone dinger. It's not my best.
Yeah. It's water in a Coliseum, Shaun.
It's water in a Coliseum. They're fighting a rhinoceros.
There's a fight. Just like sometimes, right? You watch a trailer, and like there's trailers that go really in depth, and there's trailers that like really try and get like to the crux of like really emotional beats, and sometimes you just gotta fill a Coliseum full of water and then maybe show Paul Mescal looking absolutely jacked trying to fight a rhinoceros, and I'm all in.
He's jacked, he's sweaty and dirty, he's doing an accent which
he's way too tan to be from where we're from.
Yeah. And then you got Denzel looking like the coolest dude in the world.
Yeah, I think that this week has really brought out the fact that people are just like, I think like everyone already knows it, but like even just that poster that came out with Denzel, just with the little earring looking to the side, everyone's like, oh, like Denzel just never doesn't have it. Like,
no, he's always the best a man can look. He's the Gillette of actors.
He's the best a man can get at all times. And I read a very funny tweet during the week that was like, if he's in a period piece, he just does Denzel's accent, and it still somehow works because he's Denzel fucking Washington, and everybody else should adopt his accent.
That's just how that character talks.
Yeah, you just gotta assume that's how the character talks. He's not doing anything else.
I'm excited to see Joseph Quinn doing some like acting as well. Not that he wasn't good in Stranger Things, but like something not Stranger Things. And
also, I think they've a really good evil look.
Yeah, looks
just
like a
creepy.
psycho.
Yeah, and I think that you can really do some stuff with, especially with like the extra white faces, that like the eyes can get like even wider and look even like more evil. Yeah. Like the more psychotic he becomes.
Demented.
Yeah, I think. I mean, look, the concept of the movie itself.
Who cares?
It's kind of silly, right? It doesn't matter,
it's
right?
He saw Maximus and I was a big fan of Maximus.
It doesn't matter. Sometimes, like, as I said, we can delve into the storyline beats and does this movie need to exist? And sometimes it's just like, well, look, movies can be back just because something can be fun, and you just need, like, Twisters right now with Glenn Powell.
Yeah, like, it's apparently people are loving it. Apparently it's a great time. You don't gotta
have a big massive universe. Let's just do a big fucking dumb movie.
Yeah, but not a dumb movie. Just a dumb movie.
That's actually... They're different.
They are different.
They remind me of the Lionel Hutz in The Simpsons of there's the truth and the truth.
Yeah.
Like, there's the dumb movie and the dumb movie.
Yeah.
You do not want the second one.
You don't want to be the dumb movie, but you can be a dumb movie.
This year, right, I keep coming back to it. I've mentioned it so many times, but like, objectively, the best movie of this year is Dune 2.
Yeah.
Right? Just as a movie,
that's what'll win awards and will be celebrated.
It's the best movie. My favourite movie of the year is The Fall Guy. Still, right? Because that movie, I just went in and it's a romp, and I'll just have a romp for 2.5 hours. And like, sometimes a movie just needs to be that. And I think this movie, even though it's kind of a sequel, even just from this trailer, I'm like, let's just go in and fuck shit up for 2.5 hours, and then we can leave.
See, it's in this position of like legacy sequel, in that it's just like, it's tied to it, kind of. In the same way that Blade Runner 2049 is kind of tied to Blade Runner. Like, it's not a like, hey, let's see what happened immediately after Maximus fucking dies. You know? Do
you want to know a funny story? Ridley Scott came out this week and he said that when he figured out who he wanted to cast Paul Mescal was during Normal People. Ridley Scott watched Normal People, so you watched Paul Mescal in his GAA shorts, playing like in an Irish school,
being a little sad boy,
and he said, "That's the guy I want to play Maximus's descendant."
I mean, that's kind of cool because it's like, oh, something in Normal People resonates with what he wanted that character to do in this Gladiator film. Like that time when in Normal People when he did a big battle in a flooded Colosseum.
That was a scene that really I felt was kind of misplaced at the time.
But now it makes sense.
But having seen where it's led to, I'm now thinking they kind of were onto something.
Thinking, wow, I don't know how we didn't see it up until now.
Can you imagine Paul Mescal filming Normal People being like, I'm definitely going to be in Gladiator 2 with Ridley Scott. I'm pretty sure I am. I'm genuinely excited for this movie. And I didn't think I would be. But I've seen a bunch of people be like, give Paul Mescal any Russell Crowe follow on, which means Paul Mescal Master and Commander could happen. Paul Mescal, the nice guys, but you just have Ryan Gosling still.
Still Ryan Gosling, of course.
Yeah.
There's no equivalent to Ryan Gosling.
You got to have the Gos if you're going to do it. But like,
you don't have the Gos.
Some of my favorite quotes in this movie. It does break two things, right? Number one, it kind of tells us the whole plot in the whole trailer.
Yeah.
That's normally something we don't like, but if a plot is this batshit and like it's wears its heart on its sleeve is what I would describe this as, in that it's just like, this is the plot, you're either in or you're out.
Yeah.
Right? But then secondly, some of the dialogue already is absolutely atrociously brilliant. So, like, when Pedro Pascal says, what will they eat? And then Joseph Quinn says, they can eat war. I mean...
Perfect.
Just... I don't know who wrote it. It's not good, but it's also the best thing I've ever heard. So, like, I'm in.
It's dumb, but it works in the moment. In the trailer that we've just, like... I don't know how that spreads over the course of a movie, but I assume it'll probably be fine.
I hope he's just saying mad shit the whole time.
I want him to be a lunatic.
Sense. Just an absolute crazy person. Why not?
Yeah. Do you think Joseph Quinn's walking out of this alive?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I like the bit where Paul Mescal shoots a crossbow at Pedro Pascal.
Oh yeah,
that's real.
Because we got to lead up to the big Pedro-Paul fight.
They're
at the
having
end.
A showdown. Yeah.
Do you think that happens halfway through, and then Pedro turns?
No, I think that's the finish. I think that's the finale. I think the naval battle is the last thing. And I think...
You think?
I think Joseph Quinn's getting fucking drowned is how he's going to go.
No, I think you start with the naval battle. You're like, look how spectacular this is.
I don't know if you can follow up a naval battle in a Colosseum.
That is true. Anything else is good. And even if you bring out like the hippo or the rhino, you're kind of like, well, this isn't really as good as the naval battle.
There was a load of ships in here an hour ago.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And apparently they did that in real life.
Yeah, they used to do it.
They were just madmen. Just like, absolutely.
Imagine just fucking going to the Colosseum and hanging out and watching stuff.
How did they get all the water in?
They fucking invented aqueducts specifically for that purpose, Connor.
Of course they did.
They were geniuses. It's mad that their empire fell.
And they can eat war.
They can eat war. If we could eat war, but now we can't because of soy.
Because of woke. What do you think of the music choice?
I thought it's an odd choice, but it works.
It's once again one of those where it came in and I was like, that's not the song I would pick, but also I'm so amped up right now and that's perfectly hit the tone.
Yeah, but I feel you could also do it to like Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. And it's the same vibe. It's 2010's video game trailer is what it's...
All I needed, it was about the 2-minute mark when it kicks in.
Yeah.
And at that point in the trailer, you just need a beat. I just need somebody to come in with something heavy. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm all in because Pedro and Paul are fighting.
But I think it's like... There's cuts of this 2 different songs, guaranteed. Unless Ridley Scott was just like, no, I know the perfect song to pick. Human beings in
Ridley's playing that non-stop. What was he, like 75, 85?
Yeah, that's his hype-up music before he starts directing.
Yeah, he's listening to that every morning on the way to work, you know what I mean? No, I think this looks incredibly, brilliantly mad. And it might be a bad movie, but it also might be amazing. And I can't tell, and I like that.
Yeah, everything looks quite good and real as well. Which...
Yeah, well... Ridley Scott's not going to fuck about.
I don't know. I think he might fuck about sometimes.
Sometimes he fucks about, but I don't think he's going to fuck about with Gladiator.
Yeah. I think he knows that. He knows it's a beloved thing. He fucked about a bit in Napoleon, but
true. Okay. What do we think of also Denzel Washington Oscar? Are we thinking he's going to
best supporting?
Go for that?
Probably. I think it'd be mad if he didn't. Now we're basing
I don't think Paul will win for. But I think Denzel is like in that role. I think he's like an easy shoe-in.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to skew more action movie than historical action drama that the original Gladiator had. And I think that might put Paul out of contention a little bit. But Paul's got other projects, he'll be fine.
How many Oscars is that, man? He's got nominated a few times now. Please leave him alone. Yeah. It's fine.
After Sun's so good. After Sun's real good.
You don't want to watch it if you're sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a comedy.
I never finished it. What? No, I never finished it. I got about 45 minutes through.
It's like that new Florence Pugh, Andrew Garfield movie that they're doing the trailers for. And it's just like, I don't want to watch this.
This is... I can't have it happen again.
Why are you doing the weird meet cute thing on the trailer when I know?
I know exactly. It's all about time and how you only have a certain amount of time with people. And
I'm guaranteed Andrew Garfield's also going to die, I would say. He might die first in this movie.
I think Florence Pugh dies and then we get Garfield sad as an old man at a grave.
What's his thing with getting people... like, why does he just
getting blondes killed?
Yeah.
What? Don't know. He has a type.
Weird fetish, bro. Just chill out.
He's like 40, man. I didn't know he was that old.
Well, he was 30 when he did Amazing Spider-Man.
That's wild.
He was... My stat is that my stat that I weirdly know is that he is older in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 than Tobey Maguire was in the first Spider-Man.
That's a very good stat and very.
Thank you.
Thank you. That would serve you well in a trivia quiz, Connor.
It would, but a very specific trivia quiz that I can only answer one question for.
That's. I'm going to phone a friend. Yes, I'd like to call my mum, please.
It came up. I've been here for weeks.
Connor's not going to believe it.
We're going to have to move on from Gladiator, but yeah, I'm looking forward to
Gladiator.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it could be brilliant. We all have to support Paul Mescal and everything he does. So
yeah, it's true.
I mean, we're going to be there for you, Paul.
90% of our GDP at the minute.
He's one of us. So, yeah, he's bringing in everything for this country. But since Fassbender slowed down. So, we're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun. And speaking of a legacy sequels, another movie that has been announced that it is getting a sequel is another beloved movie from the mid-2000s. That is The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, yeah.
A sequel is in the works.
And this is... Presumably, they're taking down fast fashion in this one.
Not quite sure, but I do know Emily Blunt and Meryl Streep are coming back.
Right.
I don't know about Hathaway, but I also assume Hathaway is probably going to come back as well if they're going to do it.
Yeah, how did she end up in the original Devil Wears Prada? What happened to her in the end?
I assumed there wasn't a death scene, so I think we're okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, it says here she got after-sunned, actually.
She got Andrew Garfielded.
She gets a job, reconciles with Emily. Yeah. She becomes an editor for the major New York newspaper. So
fantastic.
She's doing her own thing. So I guess Emily Blunt and Meryl Streep can just hang out.
Well, you see, what happened was a musical came out, I think it was like 2022, and I'm pretty sure Elton John wrote the songs in it. They did like a West End, a musical of the movie. So, I mean, and then you also had, I think they did like one of those actors on actors sit downs with Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway like a few months ago. They were promoting different projects, so they've clearly got back in touch. And then there's a lot of love for the first movie, so I mean, bring everyone back. And also the other person is Meryl Streep, so you can always just bring back Meryl Streep if you want to just do a good movie. So
just bring back Meryl Streep. Just
seems like a good strategy.
Yeah.
And I think Emily Blunt was like, that was like one of her very first movies. So
that's insane. She kills it in that.
Yeah, big difference between then and now. So, like, she's a much bigger star. They're all much bigger stars. I think this will go a lot better than a lot of the other legacy sequels, because a lot of the other ones are, like, based on comedies, whereas this was kind of a comedy, but kind of... It wasn't like it wasn't like a Zoolander, where they did a Zoolander 2 or something.
Yeah, it wasn't like a... Hey, this is specifically jokes. Also, $40 million budget. It's a mid-budget movie, Connor.
They're definitely not going to have $40 million budget on this one.
150 mil minimum.
Easy. But I love a mid-budget movie. Just mid-2000s.
So, there is a sequel to Devil Wears Prada, the book that was written. And it's called Revenge Wears Prada.
Right.
And so it's Anne Hathaway and Emily Blunt have teamed up to create a high-end aspirational wedding fashion magazine. And it's the trials and tribulations of that, it looks like.
I have one question and one question only. Do they bring back the guy from Entourage for this movie?
Is he... He's still a good dude, right? Is there... I have to check.
I actually don't know. I mean, he had fantastic hair back in the day. I don't know how he's looking at the minute. I haven't seen him in a minute.
Who's the guy? Do you know the actor's name? I just want to check.
Oh, but just type Entourage. Like, he's the lead actor. He's not Turtle.
I've never watched Entourage.
Guy who's not Turtle in Entourage.
It is... this is important, folks. How is it so hard to find a cast list?
He's the love interest.
Adrian,
he's a dickhead.
Adrian Grenier.
Yeah, he's a dickhead in the movie, but they bring him back.
And is he? Let me just Wikipedia, and I'm going to look for controversy.
Just maybe look for the controversy button, but we might be able to bring him back.
Okay, hang on. So, musician, directing and producing, United Nations Goodwill Ambassador, Bitcoin advocate.
Oh,
damn.
So close.
You're so close, Adrian. You've ruined it.
Look, he can still star in the movie. He hasn't killed anybody or done anything bad, technically.
Technically, but it's still not great.
It's technically fine, though, Shaun, if we go off our rules. It's technically fine.
How can you be an environmental goodwill ambassador and support Bitcoin, Connor?
Okay,
he's a hypocrite.
Right, I mean, what's the hair situation, though?
Hair situation? This photo's from 2014, but it's looking well. It's got the curl. Bit of a Penn Badgley kind of hair.
Yeah. I think you bring everyone back for this. I think, will this do well is my question.
I don't know. I think the original Devil Wears Prada was well publicised, and there was a lot of word of mouth about it. So this might do well, but they need to temper expectations. It
won't do as well as they think it will.
No.
And they'll spend 150 million on it, and it will make maybe 200 million.
Yeah, I could see it.
And then they'll be disappointed.
That's the thing. Whereas that would be a great... Like the original one, it cost 40 million and it made like 400 million.
To be fair, the first one, 35 of the 40 probably went to Meryl Streep, and then they paid Anne Hathaway and Emily Blunt nothing.
Yeah. The scale of that was... And the Tooch, of course. You got Tooch in there.
The Tooch! Bring the Tooch back!
Tooch is coming back, surely. What's the point otherwise?
I'm pretty sure the Tooch and Emily Blunt are now related by marriage, so I mean they can...
Really? They've married together?
Yeah. No. I think he's married to her sister or something.
Oh, right. Just fair. Oh, that'd be a good family hangout.
I have random trivia for some reason. I don't know many other...
I want trivia for every news story this week. That'll be nice.
Fair enough. That's absolutely no problem at all. I'm happy to bring it up. So there is a Devil Wears Prada sequel. It's coming out. We're all looking forward to it. But Shaun, another sequel that has been announced this week, Shrek 5. You touched on it, but Shrek 5 is officially in the works and will be released in 2026. So this is after many years of the last one. So the last movie was in 2010. And it was Shrek Forever After, and it's been quite a while since we heard from them. We had the Puss in Boots movies as well after that, but like from the Shrek character himself, 2010's a long time. It's very hard for people who maybe weren't around in like 2005, 2006. Maybe they were too young to remember. It's scary to think, Shaun, but people were born after us.
No,
it's
they
weird.
They should be listening to this show, Connor. And if they do, they should leave a like and a favourite.
Yes. But Shrek was like the biggest animated thing in the world. Right?
Oh, yeah.
For so long.
Yeah, and then it went through a weird like meme revival on the internet.
Yeah, like 2013 maybe, 2012.
Yeah, and then now it's like... It's just kind of all encompassing. Like there's, Shrek t-shirts in Pennies or Primark now. Like it's just a brand at this point.
But like, I was trying to actually a few weeks ago, I was trying to get across the like Shrek 2, and I was like, Shrek 2 was like. If you asked anybody who was 10, they were like, my favourite movie is Shrek 2.
Oh yeah, it's
in the world.
It's the best sequel that's ever been made.
It's just, and it's one of those where nostalgia kind of carried it. It's so fascinating that 3 and 4 did not have the same like love fest as the first two. 3 was like I only saw maybe a few years after it came out. It's Justin Timberlake in 3.
He was, or 4. He's in one of them.
It's 3 or 4. He's in one of them. I can't remember which one.
It's going to ruin the tour.
Yeah. He's going to ruin the tour. He's a bit busy at the minute, to be fair.
He's got his hands full.
So they were also... Eddie Murphy, obviously, a few weeks ago, we talked about the fact that they might be doing a donkey movie, which technically could still be in the works, but this is going to be a Shrek full movie. They're bringing everybody back. You've got Myers, you got Murphy, you got Antonio Banderas, and Walt Thorne, who was the writer of the second and third films, will direct it. So bringing everyone back from the originals. Will this be good? Will this not be good? And does it matter, is my question.
I think it has to be good. Otherwise, because 3 and 4, as you said, weren't as successful and well loved as the first 2 Shreks. Be wild if the 5th one was suddenly the best, Now, saying that, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a fucking phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
Looks amazing. Very well written. Very good performances. and if you can channel that into Shrek.
True.
But I feel like Shrek is now a parody of Shrek. You get me?
See, that's actually a very good point I was going to kind of ask, is like, has it now gone on that Shrek, he's the meme now. It's... Yeah. The Shrek meme is... But like, I think now also that's too far past, because now there's a whole new generation who never had the Shrek meme.
So, yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of people who... A lot of this, I read this thing and it was about Simpsons writers, and there's like a lot of older Simpsons episodes were people who had just a bunch of cultural references and then wrote them into The Simpsons. And then newer episodes are by people who grew up and their references are The Simpsons. So it's this weird snake eating its own tail of content.
So you're writing a Simpsons joke rather than a joke.
Yeah, exactly. So what you got to do is you gotta get the original writers back in. And you better fucking believe it's Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio.
The reason why I brought this story up was because I knew for a fact your boyfriend, your work husband, Ted Elliott, was going to pop up. Now, could you explain to anyone who Ted Elliott is and why we are so connected to him?
Ted Elliott, prolific American screenwriter, basically wrote all of my favourite things growing up as a kid. You got Shrek, Treasure Planet, all of the Pirates of the Caribbeans, the National Treasures, just so much of the actual good shit in the world. And he also wrote G-Force and did the story for 1998's Godzilla, which I maintain is a fun time.
You're just saying that because it was Ted, though.
Wrote Aladdin.
Just like a few seconds of silence. Wrote Aladdin.
Small Soldiers.
I mean, so Ted is a massive friend of the pod because, I mean, for Shaun's birthday this year, I got him a customised mug with Ted's face on it and a mouse pad with Ted's face on it. And Ted's still going strong. He quietened down in like 2010, 2011.
Took a dip. That's fine. We all did.
Look, he was on a roll for like 15 years, and then he just kind of took a back seat. What can you do?
He wrote on Stranger Tides. It's not great, but he's coming back for the sixth Pirates of the Caribbean film. You know,
he also wrote the big wheel scene. So do we hold that against him?
In terms of pride, as you would hold a baby to your chest with love.
Yes, got me.
Thank you.
So is Ted coming back first and foremost? I don't know. It's not confirmed. Do you know what's so funny is nobody would confirm that news other than us, but we will track that news down.
I will
if
find
Ted's on board.
I will email Ted and say,
I assume you have Ted's phone number and you message him regularly to be like, hey, you up?
I gotta be able to contact him somehow. No, I don't want to talk to him because I'll ruin it.
Yeah. Yeah, like Shaun could stand in front of 50 famous people, but if he stands in front of Ted, he will fall apart.
Oh, I will. It's not good. I don't understand it.
He's much smarter than us, Shaun. He's written all those movies.
He's written so many good movies. I have to be able to. If I get IMDb Pro, apparently I can contact him. So I guess I'll never contact
Ted Elliott has his own website. Him and Terry Rossio, they have their own website.
Is there a contact form on it?
Yes, there is. I was on it while tracking down your birthday party or your birthday present.
Elliott website services. What?
Service.
Wait, this is for a voiceover artist.
No, you have to search Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio, I think.
Ted Elliott. There's no reason to do this live on mic, but I'm doing it.
Absolutely not. But if we can find the website, we can track that down.
Wordplayer.com. Oh my god. Have I found it?
The whole website.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was there. And then it has like a merch section and it just takes you to Amazon.
Holy shit. This is great. This is the best thing in the world.
This is my birthday present to you.
I can email them.
You can email Ted if you want and just ask him, is he on Trek 5?
Holy shit, that's great.
You can be our reporter in the field, like just contacting Ted.
Yes,
ask Ted what he thinks of Gladiator 2, the trailer.
Do you like the boats? He'll like the boats, come on.
Of course he'll like the boats, he's about pirates. Of course he'll like the boats, man.
That's it. Look. Look, I'll do this in my own time, but When Ted comes on the show, you better believe it. It's going to be good.
Oh man, that's so funny. You just go completely mute, just like completely silent, just panicked, and I have to keep talking to him.
Like Conor, ask him about the big wheel.
And there's just like big long silences followed by me going, so, Ted.
How'd that writer's strike treat you?
How do you think of Pirates?
Into Pirates, are you?
Shrek 2, is it going to be a hit or not, is my question.
I think it's going to be a hit.
Yes.
I think it's going to do numbers. I think it'll be successful. I think it'll make. I think they'll probably do 200 million budget, and then it'll make 700 million at the box office.
That's so fucking successful. What are you talking? You were like, oh well, I don't know, maybe fucking $700 million.
Yeah, but billions is what they want from Shrek.
Who gives a shit? They're all just people in suits.
I think the merch and the marketing is going to be exhausting.
Yeah, that's true.
Have Minions overtaken Shrek as the animated feature of choice?
Yes, okay. I would say so.
Good to know.
Yeah. But I think they can claim it back with the right marketing strategy.
They can claw.
I think you can claw that back. I don't think there's very many animated like universes that can take that back. Yeah. But like Shrek had such a chokehold on fucking life in like 2007. Like you just need to really factor that in. Before the internet though was the problem. It was like 01, it was real big.
Yeah, true. Did really well on home video as well.
Really well. I had that little connection, the DVD little extra where you could watch Americans Talent or America's Got Talent.
American Idol. But
it was on the Shrek 2 DVD, you just got to watch them all sing.
It was great. And you could pick who won, and they had different fucking. It was good.
Just
great stuff.
Those were the times, man. Just want to touch a very small thing. Actually, ironically, Polly Pocket the movie. Lena Dunham is no longer doing the movie, so this is a little follow-on. Obviously, Barbie got some pretty rave reviews. Really good stuff. Really good movie.
Yeah,
and got all those Oscar nominees. So obviously every studio piled in behind them and greenlit a shit ton of movies all based on children's toys, one of them being Polly Pocket.
Yes, any kind of toy you can imagine got greenlit. Polly Pocket kind of works. So
Lily Collins got chosen to star in it as Polly Pocket, I assume, and then Lena Dunham would write, direct and produce the movie. This was a few years ago that they were selected, and now it's come out that Lena Dunham has stepped away and said that I don't think I have that in me to write that movie. So to me what this means is she probably tried to write a good movie and they were like, no, we don't do that.
Is Lena Dunham a good writer?
I mean, they probably just want the movie that they can do with no money.
They want an advertisement, that's what they want.
Yeah, obviously. And I think Greta had a bit more of an empty pathway.
Yeah, a bit of Greta had I think they just let her off because they were like, oh, it's a Barbie movie, make it whatever, and just put Barbie on it. But then it became the best movie.
Whereas, now Lena Dunham did Girls, so that's pretty good. That's really good. So the thing is, this is going to probably happen a lot more, is that they've greenlit all this stuff when it was like, this is hot, and now they're like, oh, there's no real way to do this movie because the Barbie movie also shouldn't have worked, but it just
and you can't just now do the Barbie movie but Polly Pocket.
Well, we talked about, they got Margot and Ryan Gosling and Greta. That's the trinity of this movie shouldn't work but somehow it does.
Yeah, and you can't recapture. Maybe you can. Maybe there's another combination of cast and actors that would work really well for that. But I don't think it's going to have I think everyone with Barbie was just like, what is this movie? And that's why a lot of it got so successful. So
that movie probably won't be happening now. So that's one down. We're just waiting for the rest of them.
Just got to get rid of the Rubik's Cube movie next.
The Rubik's Cube one is coming up next. And then we want to finish movie news this week, Shaun. I want to touch on a little rumour about our old friend Jason Momoa. Because he obviously is out as Aquaman. No longer Aquaman in the DC universe, even though... Has the Aquaman movie come out? It did. Aquaman 2?
It did. Yeah, it did.
Oh my god, it feels like a fever dream. It came out Christmas last year.
The best time to release a dying franchise.
Of course. And so Jason Momoa, he's officially done with that character.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean he's done with DC, because James Gunn has re-signed him to a different contract to play a comic book character otherwise known as Lobo.
That's confirmed?
Is not confirmed, but Jason Momoa says, I would love to play Lobo. And James Gunn has said, I'd love Jason Momoa to play Lobo in my universe.
And now
and now the rumours are that Jason Momoa could make his Lobo debut in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
Cool. That would be... I mean, he should have been Lobo from the start, but Lobo's too weird. So they made him Aquaman
Lobo's
instead.
too weird for them to go near at the start.
Yeah.
But James Gunn prefers weird characters. So, like, if you don't know a lot about Lobo, you kind of have to maybe say the words kind of like Deadpool.
Yeah, kind of like a Deadpool Wolverine
mix.
Hybrid.
Which is actually very apt for what's happening this summer. But, like...
Why, is something coming out? What?
There's a movie coming out with the two of them. But,
that's apparently meant to be good, by the way.
It's going to make a shit ton of money. It's going to be good. So fair play to the lads.
Yeah.
But I mean, to have Lobo coming in the Supergirl movie, I don't know how Lobo's going to fit into that movie's vibe. Not quite sure.
Could just be a cameo, even like there's like a montage of Supergirl just defeating various villains.
You know what? I think Jason Momoa would be up for that as well. Like, he could just come in for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
it would be absolutely fine.
And now Lobo's there, and we can just bring him into other projects.
And he always says that his dream is to play Lobo over and over and over again. So let's just let him play him Lobo, I should say. So Millie Alcock is going to be Supergirl, as we talked about. And they're going hard at, like, they have a Superman movie and a Supergirl movie coming out. They're going, which is so funny because I think studios have always been kind of afraid of the super cousins.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they're a bit boring, we don't want to touch on them. But James Gunn's like, no, if we're doing DC, we're starting off with these two.
Yeah, we got to do like the heart of DC.
Yeah, we're going to go 1-2 and then we're just going to see what happens. We don't have a Batman because... Well, we do, but Matt Reeves is doing a better one over there, so we don't really want to touch that one, so let's just do super people.
Yeah, and we'll do a Batman eventually.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on that. That is a rumour that's going around. I'd be intrigued to see if we could find any more about that, but I think what's going to happen is over the next few months, I think Jason Momoa is going to be rumoured in every single DC project as Lobo pops up at some stage.
Yeah, and he could... What if he shows up in every project somehow?
And just like fucks about. Like, he never gets his own movie, but he's always just around for like 5 to 10 minutes of everybody else's movie. Yeah,
and it's just let him be Lobo. Let him enjoy what he does.
Let's just be a dickhead. It's just like Lobo's just like... It's just a dickhead. Like,
just a dickhead.
Do you remember he fought Santa that one time? That was great.
What if they do a Christmas special?
You know, James Gunn loves Christmas specials.
Could work.
And you could do the Lobo storyline where he fights Santa Claus.
And maybe Supergirl stops him, you know? Maybe
she's like, you can't ruin Christmas for everyone, but Santa's evil in that story, so you technically could do it that way.
That's fair. We'll figure it out.
James
is a clever guy.
James is a very clever guy. So that is the end of the movie news section of the show. If you want to listen to some weird news, now is the time for some weird news jingle. I mean, just every time gets more and more better.
Every time, 0.1 decibels louder. Eventually, I will blow up every headphone.
So this is weird news, Shaun. What do we do here?
You spent the week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read them all out to me, a man too busy plotting the demise of earbuds to look at any weird news.
And, well, to be fair, I think we shouldn't have the demise of earbuds. Why? Because I think what they should have is bring back earphone jacks in phones.
Oh, I'm fully on board with this. Wires are good. Give me a wire.
I think that's pure terrorism to take that fucking jack out of phones.
It's insane. I think it has to go back in. I think there's a law in the EU coming in. that will
because
put
that's a load of
jack.
bollocks. Because it just encourages idiots to play videos out loud.
Yes.
In public.
Which, if you do that in a public space, stop. Even if it's this podcast, I want you to stop.
Stop, please.
For the love of God.
We don't want that smoke. Because it's pure terrorism.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
You're assaulting my ears.
Yeah. Even though we did assault yours with the jingle, but we're not going to get into that. So, Shaun, we're going to start off Weird News this week with, I think, a headline sometimes comes along and it's perfect. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 words long.
Okay.
But it just tells a full story in itself.
Interesting.
Baby shoes never worn, of course, the most famous of all the stories that you can say. But what about man bites snake to death after it attacks him?
Cool. Wild that's his first response is bite.
That's exactly where my brain went. So, a man in India has bit a snake back after it attacked him, resulting in the snake's death. So the 35-year-old railway worker, Santosh, was working in a forested region near the city of Nawada in India when the incident occurred last Tuesday evening. He went to sleep and the reptile suddenly attacked him out of nowhere. He immediately woke up, reacted rapidly, seizing the snake and biting it back twice, killing it.
As in, like, he bit through it, or does he also have venom?
No, he... Oh, sorry, did I not mention he's venom powered? Yeah,
if
he's powered
venomous,
by venom.
that changes this story
completely. He's actually another snake. He's not actually not a man.
This is a story about 2 snakes, Connor.
It's 2 snakes, yeah. It's not actually that weird at all, really, when you think about it.
2 snakes on this podcast, huh?
Anyone who slangs 10 in my presence. When Lower, as I said, he went to sleep and then he wakes up, the snake is biting him. What is everyone's first reaction is, oh fuck, get the fuck off me.
Yeah, but you have, like, so is the snake still attached when he wakes up? Like, the snake is mid-bite and
yes.
he, like, bites some of the snake to get the snake to release.
He literally grabs the snake, brings it up and, like, eats it like a chicken wing.
As a snake, you gotta be pretty confused. That's never happened to you before.
Yeah. Nobody's ever had the balls to do that.
Yeah, well, I didn't know they could, you know?
So he came out in the news then and he said, in my village, there's a belief that if a snake bites you, you bite it back twice to neutralise the venom. He told the news.
Does that work? I don't think that's real...
So.
They don't teach that in medical school.
I don't think so, because venom can transfer through our teeth. So it would be very difficult for us to transfer the venom back to the snake.
Yeah. Like, you can... I don't know enough about venoms, but I think if you can collect the venom from the snake, you can make anti-venom from that. I think. So if you get bit by a snake, keep the snake for a bit so that they can make anti-venom in case you need it.
But are you like saying like having a buddy cop movie where like you kind of hate him at first but like he grows on you as it goes along?
No, not necessarily. Not
as in, like, don't you go fucking anywhere now, lad. Now you're after biting the kneecap off me, but do not move, because me and you are stuck by the hip from now on.
You handcuff yourself to a snake.
Yeah, you handcuff yourself to the snake and be like, I'm going straight to the police.
Yeah, I'm taking you in. But it's I look, I don't know what anti-venom's actually made from, but I think you need the venom from the snake to do it.
Well, yeah, but like you don't have to bring the snake with you.
No, but what if they don't know the snake and it has to be a specific type of anti-venom? True.
And a specific anti-venom. But like, I mean, is there a bigger fuck you, like a bigger like moment of you're the man, like you've locked in, that you get bitten by a snake and the first reaction is I'm going to bite him back twice as hard and see how he likes it?
Maybe it's like that dude who lets himself be bit over and over again so that he builds up immunity to it. But he's just... This man can condense it all into 2 chomps. Anti-venom is traditionally made by collecting venom from the relevant animal and injecting small amounts of it into a domestic animal. I was right. keep the snake.
Well, I suppose technically you were, but you also said when you get bitten by the snake, pick it up and bring it with you.
I didn't say pick it up and bring it with you. I said keep it.
How?
Big box.
At gunpoint. Don't you move. You're coming with me. There's a gun on your back. Keep going towards the hospital. So apparently the species of snake that bit him has not been confirmed, but after the bite he was rushed to hospital.
We had that snake,
so
right? They
never confirmed the snake, but he was rushed to hospital and given anti-venom. So weird how that worked out.
Right, so there's some kind of general anti-venom then.
There's a general anti-venom,
right.
which kind of ruins your whole argument.
Connor, I really wish you would finish the story before I had started. I feel quite the fool.
You came in big with the searches. You went in hard with, well, I know a fact. Watch this.
And it's not in... Elements of my fact were correct.
I suppose elements of all facts are correct.
Fuck. And that in itself is a fact.
Oh no, he's got me on facts. So he was given the antivenom and then he was discharged from the hospital the next day. But I mean, I just wanted to cover this absolute madman of just gets bitten by a snake. First reaction isn't to run or to scream. It's, well, I'm going to show this motherfucker what I'm made of and see how he likes it.
Yeah, like the only, another response would be like, man gets bitten by a snake, punches it a couple of times.
Yeah. I mean, the question then becomes, at what time does an animal that bites you, when do you reach the stage that it's too big to bite back? Like, can you bite a bear back if it's biting you?
No, you're not getting you're not getting your jaw unless you bite him right on the nose or something.
What about a dog? Rabid dog bites your leg. Are you allowed bite back?
I mean, you're kind of dead anyway, aren't you? If a rabid dog bites you. So you might as well try.
Yeah, I suppose. He was a rabid dog, but he's got very soft teeth. He grinds his teeth in his sleep. They're not as sharp.
So it doesn't draw blood, you say. Then you're probably putting yourself more at risk by biting a dog.
Yeah.
Because then you'll get rabies still.
So then technically is snake the biggest one?
Snake? No, a badger?
You'd bite a badger, would you?
Bite a badger. I'll bite a badger all day.
You wake up from a sleep, a badger's biting your arm, and you taking a chunk out with that badger.
I know what I'm doing is I'm breaking a twig that I've kept with me. And then it thinks that it's broken my arm.
Fucking hell. Go on, please tell the people. You've
no,
over this so many times.
They've heard it before. If a badger bites you, break a stick, they think they've broken your arm and they'll let go.
You're right.
Simple
and then what do you do?
Kick him.
Stab him to death with your broken stick.
Bite him back.
Bite him back. And then what if he stabs a stick?
Well, then by laws of engagement you have to let go.
You have to release.
That's the rule. You could have hurt him.
The two of you just have hundreds of sticks just broken beside you.
Camera pans out, we're in like a popsicle stick factory.
Shaun, we're going to have to move on. And Shaun, we don't have a jingle for this, but I have a Shaun Solves this week that I think is right up your alley.
I have a 100% success rate of solving people's problems, though.
This is the segment of the show that people seem to love. That we always get messages that are like, we love Shaun Solves. He's the greatest solver.
It's me being an idiot for 10 minutes.
Well, not for just for 10. But people are saying he's the greatest solver. My life is changed. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've used this advice in my own life, and my God, if I see the difference, are some of the quotes.
Blanket statement: never send us actual problems. Because
please don't.
I'm not equipped to deal with them.
We have no good ideas. But Shaun, this is Shaun Solves, in which I find an agony aunt question that was sent in somewhere else. Then I give it to Shaun, and it's up to him to solve it. Now, we've done relationships, we've done friends, we've done like squabbles with like family members,
workplace drama.
This is technically under workplace drama, but I think this story is perfect for Shaun because, I mean, it really reminds me of the very first Shaun Solves, in which we solved that guy who had a smelly girlfriend but didn't know how to tell her that she was smelly.
Yeah, so I said microdose COVID so you lose your sense of smell.
Oh, easy. You solved it immediately. It was perfect. I mean,
outside the box thinking. How similar is that to this story?
Man's desperate plea for help, as he wants to avoid boss on morning commute to work. So, the question, Shaun, is this. How do you tell your manager that you don't want to sit next to him on the train without getting given out to or without sounding like a dick?
Interesting. Okay, and you have to take the same train every day,
here, I'm going to read the story to you and you can make up your own mind. So, we're getting the same train down to a corporate sales event soon. We booked separately and have reserved seats in different coaches, but apparently there's always lots of seats available, so we don't need to worry about that. This is his boss's idea.
It's the same.
He was saying it's a great time to discuss things and just have a good old chinwag, he said. Nothing like going over spreadsheets first thing in the early morning. I'd quite like to be on my own for the journey, and once we're there, then my time is fair game. But how can I politely say that I'd rather have the time to myself while travelling if he's on the same train as me and we're going to the same event?
Okay. You could flood the train with people so that all available seats are taken, and then you have to sit in your booked seat. So hire a train's worth of paid actors.
You need to you hire a train's worth of people just for your carriage, technically.
Oh, that's true. Unless
you
the
don't
boss
need
is
to
like,
fill the
go.
whole train.
That's no. You gotta fill. You gotta fill the whole train.
This is Shaun Solves. Please continue.
I need numbers here.
Technically, you would only need to fill the seat beside you.
True. Yeah, actually, Connor.
No, sorry. Fill the whole train.
On reflection, pay someone to sit in the seat close to thing. Also,
what if you're sitting in the four, though? You're going to need to find 3 people.
Can you miss the train, quote unquote, and get the next train?
You could, but I mean, if this manager really wants to do that, he'd probably be like, sure, I'll wait with you. We'll get the next one, because it's probably going from the same station. Get
an earlier one.
Oh.
And then be like, I got my times mixed up, I'm on the train already. Even text him like, where are you? And then, you're in business, then you're on the way
But does that look good or bad? Is your boss then going to think, wow, this is very unprofessional?
Yeah, I don't think getting an earlier train is unprofessional.
You wanted to get down a bit earlier, scope the place out a bit more.
Now, the other side of that is you might have to hang out with the boss once he arrives. Well, you're going to be doing that anyway.
You'll have to meet him at the train station.
You have to pick him up.
Pick him up.
Huh. Okay. So let's say, for example, they get on the same train in plenty of time. How can we get him out of that situation? Paying someone to sit in the seat is a move.
No, you have to fill the whole train, Sean. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh,
That's
sorry,
never going to work with
I
just one seat.
I should have dialed it back a little bit there.
No, come on now.
You want to make yourself unpleasant to sit beside, surely. Coughing. Playing things out loud on your phone. Eating fish.
I think he'll still sit beside you. He'll just be annoyed by you, which is kind of worse, because then he's like, this guy's a dickhead, and then now he thinks bad of you.
So what if his seat's in a separate carriage? Sit down. Oh, I need to take an important call. Get up, start walking around, go sit in your own seat. Come back every couple of minutes, but keep taking calls.
Maybe. Okay, I feel like, Sean, I have a solution, but this is Shaun Solves. So
Connor, please, the floor is yours.
You need to sacrifice the train ticket, right? I don't know how much it costs, but you need to sacrifice that ticket.
Really?
Right? And then what you do is you go down the night before, and you stay in a hotel, but you tell him that you're staying with family because you haven't seen them. So you thought it'd be easier to head down the night before and have dinner with them, and then you'll meet him at the conference the next morning.
That is a pretty good move. What if he asks questions about the family?
He's hardly going to ask you, like, what's their like postal code? Like, he's not going to ask any of that stuff.
What if there's an emergency and that you need somewhere safe to go to? And he's like, oh, you got family around here, and then suddenly you don't.
Yeah, but you can say they're going on holiday today.
Why are you staying with someone the night before they go on holiday? That's selfish.
Well, they're gone.
You're fired.
They said that. What are the odds that there's an emergency?
Connor, no one ever knows when an emergency is going to
Well,
happen.
I suppose technically yes, but like you got to play the odds and be like, look, I'll go down the night before and I'm staying with my family, but you'll just book a hotel or book a hostel, book somewhere that's cheap and just stay there.
No, book a luxury hotel.
Penthouse
6
suite.
stars.
6 stars, please. Or else you drive down.
How far is it? How far is this location?
I don't know.
More info here.
If it doesn't say how long it's going to be, the train journey itself, but I mean, I have to assume it's a few hours if they're getting the train down.
Mm-hmm. Shitting yourself isn't the move here. Because then you've just shit yourself in front of your boss.
Yeah, because you can't do something stupid, because then your boss is like, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Okay,
you make him shit himself.
I was just going to say, you make your boss shit himself.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Because it's the only logical solution. You want some chocolate? And then that's laced with diuretics.
Diuretics. So you make him shit himself and have a terrible... And so then he's embarrassed, but he doesn't want to say why he's embarrassed, but he goes to the bathroom a lot.
Yeah. He's up and down. He could be in there for hours.
Hours?
The amount,
you could ruin this man's life.
The amount of laxative I put in that chocolate, he could be dead.
Yeah. He could...
You have to kill your boss.
He could be dead. And then you're the boss. You're the boss.
You're El Jefe at that point.
Like, nobody's ever going to say, what happened to the last one? He shit himself to death. They're going to say, you're now in charge.
Yeah. You're going to lead that sales expo thing that you're going to.
I don't know what that is, but it's very vague enough that it has spreadsheets.
I have another option. Quit your job. Just give it up. Get something new.
So
that goes for everyone. Quit your jobs.
I feel like he's a man to say that without quitting his own job.
I need the money.
What about everybody else?
They'll be fine. They're
fine.
They've hope and love and joy in their lives.
Yeah, that's true. So our solutions are: you either quit your job, you drive down the night before, or get a train the night before and stay there and just be like, I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
But then you technically still have to come home with him.
Yeah, there is the return journey to think about.
The return journey is really where it's going to fuck you over here. Because once you're stuck with him, you go to the train station at the same time, you have to come down together, you leave together. There's no way you're getting out of that double.
You know the way I'm fully supportive of people having the best time that they can and doing whatever makes them happy. And I don't mean to belittle anyone or take anything away from anyone's struggles.
What the fuck's he going to say? What's that?
You could also just fucking get over it.
Oh my god.
And just...
Oh my fucking god.
Look, it's going to suck, but just do it. Who cares?
Is this an agony ad segment where you just say get over it to the problem?
It's my new segment, Shaun Doesn't Help.
Shaun actively hurts.
Grow up.
My mother's very sick and I can't pay the bills. Would you ever get over it though?
Have you tried not whinging about it? All right.
Have you tried just like growing a pair of fucking balls, you little bitch boy?
Connor's a guest writer on this week's column.
Everyone's like, stop asking him questions because he just gets aggressive.
He just gets really mean and personal.
Just for no reason.
Prints your address for everyone to know.
I think my daughter's up to no good. You should kill her. And you know what? You should get over your fucking self. Like, just fucking stop.
I think it's your fault, actually.
You probably shouldn't have had kids if you're that fucking terrible a parent.
Go invent a time machine and stop your dad having sex.
Just like, wow, this is great stuff. My problem is solved.
Wow, I really don't want to sit next to my boss.
So the options are: give your boss a laxative enough to either kill him or bring him on the brink of death. I want them on the toilet on the train sweating. I want them just like leaning forward, just like he's gripping onto that sink big time.
Or you get him arrested on the train, take his ticket, and then start like egging him on, like being like, I would fight that. I wouldn't stand for that. Before you know it, he's taking a swing at a train conductor. being hauled off.
Get him drunk and then you egg him on.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're definitely drugging the man.
So you gotta basically
what
get
if
him
you
just
slip a tab of acid into his sandwich?
Yeah. So like absolutely just ruin him. Yeah.
Try looking at spreadsheets after that. It'd be all wibbly.
What if he becomes like a spreadsheet master?
Yeah, we kill his ego and it's just he's fully Excel based now.
And he becomes Android.
He sees the code.
He starts hacking into the mainframe of the national security.
But he's still making you watch as he's doing it.
I think you need to put him in an embarrassing situation in which he has to excuse himself.
Yeah.
From that situation.
Steal his shoes.
What are you talking about?
Steal his shoes, throw him down the train, he'll run and get him.
But sure, he'll know that you stole his shoes.
No, he took them off.
Pay someone to mug him on the way to the train station and take his shoes.
And or pay someone on the train to take his shoes, throw them out the door just as the train's about to pull off.
Oh yeah.
As he can't go to the meeting with no shoes. So he has to run out, get his shoes, the door shuts, off you go. You're sitting
and then your choice is either you give him the laxative or the acid, or you don't, really. At that point, he's got no shoes.
That's exactly.
And then you need to start taking on some power stances. Hands on the table, leaning across them, maybe hands on the hips. Maybe
one hand on the hip, one hand on the table, leaning over.
I think you're really power stancing him out of the fucking area of, like, he's no longer your boss.
Yeah.
Right?
I am the captain now.
Look at me, I am the captain now, you say to him, as you're taking off from the station.
Connor, I've got it. All of this talk of LSD and laxatives, giving these to your boss. Why would we do that when we can simply drug the train driver? Suddenly, does anyone know how to drive a train? You've taken train driving classes in the meantime.
You get your own brand new seat.
Yeah.
You train as a train driver
Best
for the previous 6 months.
Yeah. Air traffic control or whatever the equivalent is, they're talking you through it.
Ultimately, to be honest with you, your work goes down in quality because you're spending so much time learning and in education to become a train driver. But it's all worth it for this one little trip in which the train driver goes down with LSD and diarrhea-induced
It's
sickness.
a terrible time. It's a terrible time.
He's seeing rainbows and shitting himself.
Yeah.
And so gets taken away. Can anyone drive this train? I've been learning.
Yeah.
Hand
choo
up.
choo, says you.
Choo choo, motherfuckers. You go to the front, you leave them, you get your own little room.
Yeah.
Not only just a seat.
You're in there smoking, having a can.
Don't touch any of the stuff that you left there for the other train driver.
Nah, that's all fine. And then and then you're hailed as a hero, and now you've got a promising rail career, which is lucky. Because of your poor performance, you're not asked to go on these trips anymore.
Your boss is kind of taking you away to kind of like probably let you down gently.
Yeah. It's like I was going to tell you once we got off the train, but seeing as how you're driving the train, you're fired.
Seeing as now you got the key to the city, I can't let you go. Your reputation is too high.
And then you moonlight as an office worker, while really your true passion now is train.
Not driving trains, just train. What do you do for a job?
Sister.
Train.
Oh, like in sports? No, train.
No, train. Choo choo. Train.
I like track.
I think we've given you several options there.
Yeah.
You can choose one if you want.
Whatever works for you, whatever's easiest to get your hands on. In terms,
the thing about Shaun Solves is it's always 100% successful because you have so many solutions.
Yeah,
that you can't go wrong.
I'm a facilitator of advice. You know, I give you the
genius ideas.
Help me to help you.
Could somebody please help Shaun first so he could help other people?
This is the curse of Shaun Solves. Is none of my problems can ever be solved.
Shaun never has any of his Shaun solved.
That's true.
That's the problem.
I'm going to try and seed one someday. Get it in under the radar.
What do you do for a job, Trent? So we're moving on, Shaun, and this is just a small one that I seen this week, but America has discovered wheelie bins, and it's pretty big news in New York.
Yeah.
And I think the state of New York is being pretty much ripped to shreds online for the dramatic introduction of a wheelie bin this week.
Well, they had a whole, like, ceremony to show what a wheelie bin is.
So, if you don't know, right, New York City, massive rat problem, right?
Yeah.
Pretty big rat problem in New York. And, I mean, I just always assumed, I don't know, I'd never given it too much thought, right? But now having learned that they don't actually have wheelie bins, they just throw their bags of rubbish on the streets and people come along and take them.
Yeah.
It's starting to make sense.
It's kind of wild that that's how it's been for so long. Of course you're going to have rats in that kind of scenario.
Yeah. And so then this week, Mayor Eric Adams strolled outside and he had this big massive press conference where he brought everyone in and they were like, we have come up with the best idea anyone has ever heard of. And everyone's like, fuck, this must be a good one. And he's like, I present to you a bigger bin that has wheels that you can put your trash into. I'm calling it a wheelie bin. And he was wearing black shades and was playing Alicia Keys' Empire State of Mind.
Jesus Christ.
In the background.
Jesus Christ. What's the adoption rate on these bins going to be like? Like, do you have to use them, or can you still do the
What I would like to know is in America, like, there are wheelie bins surely in, like, other states. There has to be.
Yeah, because they have trash day, right?
Yeah,
like, yeah,
but is trash day just the bags?
No,
I assume
I've seen
wheelie bins exist.
Yeah, I've seen videos of the truck with the big mechanical arm and it lifts the yoke into the...
So it does exist, but just not in New York.
Not in New York, apparently. So they've just taken something and applied
Why would they not do wheelie bins?
Space, maybe? Because this is New York, baby!
But, like, okay, let's say if you took all the wheelie bins out of Dublin, how dirty would Dublin be?
Dublin's filthy anyway.
Yeah, anyway it's filthy, but, like, it would be 10 times filthier.
It would be manky. Like, the seagulls alone would pick everything apart.
Bags everywhere, just, like, one of them has to rip and then suddenly there's fucking shit everywhere. It's not good.
Dublin.
Oh, we start getting really aggressive. You know what, actually, fuck Dublin.
Like, but I guess, like, how, like, it's a lot of apartments and things are small. Like, a lot of apartment buildings will have trash rooms. But then, if you're just in, like, a little apartment, do you have to wheel your wheelie bin up and down stairs?
Well, no, you leave the wheelie bin outside.
Can't leave your wheelie bin on the street in New York.
Well, I suppose technically. But, like, if you left it, like, just beside, like, just a little bit in, maybe?
Maybe. I think they're getting ransacked, the bins.
Why?
Because fucking cats and stuff will be...
Yeah, but it's got to be better than just putting the bags out in the street. I suppose,
yeah, they'd be savaged anyway, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, like, it'd be much more secure in a bin.
True. I think a lot of those bins are going to end up in the river.
True, but also the bags were going to end up in the river anyway.
No, so the bins are new, so people want to ruin them. The bags have been there forever. There's no joy in a bag.
But, like, you can put 4 or 5 bags into a bin and you're laughing. It's all gone.
How big are these bins? Because they looked smaller than our ones.
And they're pretty small. I'd say they're probably a 3-bag bin.
A 3-bag bin? You're getting
a 3-bag bin.
Nothing in there.
Yeah,
I got 13 bags in a bin one time.
Fuck off.
It was heavily compressed. And the lid ever so slightly ajar, but I got them in. Had to stamp on it.
Your proudest moment.
Yeah, these are scutchy little bins. These are worthless.
They're little shitty bins.
Fuck them. These are terrible.
Yeah. How did they land on the moon in 1969 and they've only had the bin now? What the fuck's to do with that?
This is the country that made the atomic bomb, goddammit.
What are we doing? Just put some wheels on a big fucking plastic container. Just call it a day.
So they have trash and recycling and compost. Like everyone else already has.
And like everyone else already has. And they're like, this is the fucking best idea ever.
Why did this have to be a press conference?
Because this is their new idea.
But just tell people about it. Don't be fucking dickheads. Sorry, I'm too heated.
You feel very strongly about bins.
I was reliving my glory days of fitting 15 bags in a bin.
It was 13, you said. Don't say 15.
No, I fit 20 bags in a bin.
No, you didn't. You're a liar.
Connor, I have never once lied on this show.
You've lied, I would say, once a show since we started.
What? No.
I would say once a show.
When I say happy to be here at the start?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll take that.
How are you? Oh, that's great, you say.
Great stuff. Love this.
I wanted to finish off this week with a Florida man who... So I had like other stories that I wanted to touch on, but I can carry them over to next week because they are really funny. But Florida man this week absolutely took the cake just because he had the most Florida man headline of all time.
Okay.
And it's not often that Florida man tries to do things and then bad things tend to happen to him. Is whenever he tries to do like proactive things, he normally receives the consequences almost immediately, which is Florida man's charm but also his curse.
It's a tough way to live, but goddammit, he does his best. It's a tough way to live,
but Florida man shoots himself in the dick in front of his ex-girlfriend after trying to kill her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, it's what a wild ride. Shot himself in the dick.
A Florida man is recovering after shooting himself in the groin in front of his girlfriend outside of a West Miami apartment complex last Thursday. According to the police, he was trying to kill her ex-boyfriend out of jealousy because she kept talking about her ex-boyfriend. So it happened just before 3 p.m. in the area of Southwest 63rd Avenue and 9th Street. A fantastic avenue and street. We all love it.
It's one of my favourite bits that you do, by the way.
Outside the apartment complex. Police said the man was waiting for his ex-girlfriend's...
His current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend.
Sorry, his current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. It's a fucking confusing thing, yeah. So he's waiting for her ex to show up.
Yeah,
and
to kill him.
Finally... Yeah, he's just waiting at the house, right? At the apartment. Finally, he turns up. Florida man pops out of his hiding spot and shoots at the man twice from across the street.
Okay.
Misses him twice with both bullets.
Not a good look. Right?
And then puts his gun away as he's beginning to run away from the attempted murder.
No.
And shoots himself in his own dick.
Gosh, you can't shoot yourself in your own dick.
So my question is, has there ever been such a lack of Riz level in somebody?
That would give me the ick, personally.
If you were his girlfriend, firstly, you couldn't even do a fucking killing, and secondly, you shot yourself in your own dick when you tried to.
Secondly, somehow you tried to kill someone.
Somehow they make him less attractive.
Oh, it's so much less attractive. I mean, but it's just because that's completely avoidable. All of that. You shot yourself in the dick for no reason.
Yeah.
And you didn't even accomplish anything.
Apparently, this is in a very small city. This is in West Miami, but it's so small, the area, there's probably only about 7,000 people.
Oh, wow.
It's in between Miami and the Coral Gables, right? And the city's acting police chief came out and said, this is very rare. This is probably the first actual shooting we've had here in over 12 years. So this is the safest place in Florida, apparently, that you can go to.
And to be fair, other than the shooter, no one got hurt.
Nobody got harmed other than the guy who pulled the trigger, I suppose.
When you kill a killer... the number of killers in the world, but if you shoot yourself in the dick, you're the only a killer got hurt.
The man is also expected to be okay, and once he gets out of hospital, he will be arrested.
Interesting.
But how do you, when you get to hospital, you have to ring your girlfriend and explain what happened, and I feel like that has to be an uncomfortable conversation.
Unless he's just very blunt with it. It's like, yeah,
look,
no, you're never going to guess. Shot myself in the dick.
Yeah. How did you do that?
Oh, with a gun.
But what were you doing with a gun?
I was putting it into my pocket.
What were you doing before you were putting it into your pocket?
I had fired it a couple of times.
Ah. And who?
What?
Where?
It's Shaun. Where? In my dick. That's where I was shot.
I don't think you're listening, Susan. I shot myself.
Did someone
in my
shoot you
dick.
in the fucking ears?
Fuck me, Jesus, it's not that hard. Gun in pocket, dick shut off. Fucking hell. Doesn't matter what I was doing before and or after that
I'm
incident.
injured.
I'm having an owie in my dick.
It's a pain in the balls.
And like her ex is ringing her like, did you know fucking John tried to kill me today?
He rings to be like, oh, I shot my dick off. And then the dude's like, yeah, I was talking to my ex, and he was saying that.
He was like saying he got attacked today, but like completely unharmed. But apparently the guy who attacked him, like, he was in lots of pain. The ambulance had to drive him away.
With his dick in a cast.
With his dick in a cast.
How do you heal a dick bullet wound, do you think?
It's tough.
I'm
really
not
tough.
Googling. I'm not going to do it.
Don't Google that. Why would you ever want to Google that? I think this might
I
be...
wouldn't.
I read that story and I was like, I think that might be the most Florida man thing Florida man has ever done.
It's such a comedy of errors that, like, this man's day completely changed within 30 seconds.
He would have been a killer, but he was so shit at killing that he shot himself in his own dick rather than actually kill somebody.
He own goaled himself on a murder.
Somehow. And he started off in a hiding... He was in a hiding spot.
He had every chance. He could have got closer.
It was an ambush.
He had no idea. The man had no idea.
The other guy was unharmed and unarmed.
I think, in fairness, this other guy should shoot himself in the dick in solidarity.
In fairness, just to be like, look, one for the boys.
Yeah. Just so you know, like, we're bros, you and me.
We're ball bros from now on.
He just wants to be his friend.
You gotta just feel sorry for him. Like, you will never get less cool than at this moment.
Shooting yourself. Yeah, it's a low point for Florida.
Technically, the only way is up if you attempt to kill an ex-boyfriend of your current girlfriend and then miss twice and then shoot yourself in the dick on your way, running away.
Yeah, it's the fact he was running away as well. Like, he could put the safety on the gun before you put it near your dick.
He was scared. He'd missed. That guy's gonna kill me.
He was embarrassed.
Yeah, he went all red. He's like, I'll just leave.
I'll just leave.
Fine.
I'd love if there was a palpable like gun in the pocket, beat, and then it goes off. And then it goes off,
and the other guy must have been so confused, like, and he can't really ask him for help.
No. Because you know,
could you just ring an ambulance there, please?
Yeah, just if you don't mind. Sorry.
I think that's it for this week's Weird News, Sean.
What a week! Would you like me to take us out, Connor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, and then next Monday with another episode of the show. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. And shout-outs go to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast, Evanson, Waffles Loves you and hopes you have a good day, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the wash and it'll be grand, Jamieson, Dominic, Anna looks forward to the next Irish animal story, Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost, Pollen can go fuck itself, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine will only accept MCU Galactus in Paul Mescal GAA shorts. He's wearing a little skirt in the Gladiator thing. He looks great.
Fantastic.
Russ, I got boards from perfecting Jedi mastery off screen like Luke. It's actually rather easy. Parfitt. Jackson Brueheim has released a new episode of Can Columbo Crack the Case? Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Kira Lawler, Judge Lahey, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey, Chair's #1 fan, Bucket is good too, Kyle Borowski, Rory, Peter Bobiter, Banana Fan of Fofeater, V5 Fomeater, Peter, Barlow Cheese and Johnny Ray. Thank you all for your support. We really, really, really appreciate you. Head on over to Patreon if you want to get our movie reviews, and also the invite to that live show that is happening on the 20th. Everyone over there is getting the automatic invite to that. There are other ways to support the show. There is the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Diddleman's Detective Diddleman's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast, and the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lorraine.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.